Hello everyone, this is Billie. Welcome to Billie Holman Creations. Now today I want to make a glass slipper and another colorful slipper. So I have two of these molds here. They're beautiful little shoes. I saw them first on Toonfish Crafts, and then I saw Marva from Marvelous Artsy make these slippers, and they are just too cute. They have a little bow inside that you can color or paint later on, but let me show you what I want to do. First of all, I'm going to do a clear slipper, and then possibly after the fact I'm going to take some silver and do a little decorating. The other one, I'm going to go ahead and use some mica powders now. And I'm going to use I had a few of these little Pom Poms, and they're going to be gone today. We'll use those. I've got some glitter here that came with my Bond Crafters jewelry kit. That's very pretty. It's close to matching the purple Pom Poms here. And then I've got this purple mica powder. So first of all, let me do a little coloring with the mica powder here, and if it doesn't work out if it's not very bold, then we can fix that and I'll show you another angle. Okay, so first of all, let me show you this mold. I had trouble when I did the spoon mold, the big spoon holders. Oh my gosh, they were a nightmare, and mainly because the resin slipped into this area here that was on that spoon mold, and I had to cut that out. So when I pour this, I'm going to be sure and take some paper clips and close that as tight as I possibly can so resin doesn't come into this area. But I'm sure there might be a little bit, so we'll have to probably sand that out. So let me get a little bit of this beautiful purple mica here, and I just want to do the bow and the heel. So I can open this up and do the heel, but I better get myself ready with some isopropyl alcohol and a little cup, because there'll probably be some cleanup. So let me just get I think we can reach the bow fairly easy. So, heel or bow. Let's go ahead and do the heel first, because that's going to be the messiest. And while I'm doing that, I can open this mold up. And I can go right up, if possible, to the top of the shoe. These are so cute. And you can find these in my Amazon storefront. Now, in the descriptions, I have an Amazon storefront, and that lists most of all supplies that I use and are available on Amazon. And if you click on that link, you'll come to my storefront, and I have categories. I have molds, I have wood products, I have accessories, resin accessories, there's quite a few categories. I think I have 15 categories there. Just click into one of those and it'll show you which molds I'm using or whatever you need. And this mold will be in there under my favorite molds. That's where it is, under my favorite molds. So I'm going to try to get to the top of the heel, which is way up here. Not sure if I can reach it, and I can't seem to turn this inside out, and I can't see very well with my glasses even. But let's just take it up as tall as I can, which I believe is where the curve starts. Let's see what happens, because I want this to be purple. Purple heel and a purple bow. Now, if I can just give myself a point up here, a starting point. And I just went right to where I want it. The static went right to the edge, so that's good. This is a pretty mica. It looks rather blue inside, and I don't know what color you're going to see with the camera. Let's just color this in. And then I'm going to show you a new product for eliminating bubbles. And we'll open that up when I get to the resin room, which is my back porch. And right now I have a guest in my back porch. That's Big Red. I've mentioned him before. He's the feral kitty that I have been feeding, oh, for gosh, I know at least 15 years. And earlier this new year, he decided to come on in and make himself at home. I can't touch him yet. I can get about a hand's length away from him, and I really want to get him to the vet. I did talk to my veterinarian, or my husband did actually, and she said, you know, she could check him out if I could trap him and get him to her, but the thing of it is she said for his age, I could lose him if she puts him under, you know, and I don't want to take that chance. So I guess I'll just make him comfortable the best I can. He's got, you know, food and water, and I did find some antibiotics on Amazon that are natural, and they're for cats, and I don't have to have a prescription, and of course she won't give me one unless she sees him. So anyway, he props up on my chair, and he's orange, Big Red. He's quite small though, and he hops up on my chair, and I get hair everywhere. But cross your fingers for me that one of these days I can actually have him come to me and pick him up. He just needs some love and a good grooming. That's what he needs, love and a good grooming. I think I'm almost done. I can finish this up and do the bow. Whoops. And I'm going to clean it up with Q-tips and some alcohol. So let me get this done so I don't bore you. And I'll be right back. Oh, okay, now that wasn't as easy as I thought. I was able to fold it back just a little bit to get the mica around the heel. The bow was just, you know, a simple piece of cake. What I would suggest, and what I don't have for times like this, if you want to clean up and get into something deeper, those cotton swabs from, you know, the medical ones that are very long, those would have been real handy today doing this. So I'm going to move us to the resin room, and we'll get to pouring. So let me gather what I need, and we'll go do that. Okay, I think I'm ready. But before we mix the resin, let me show you how we're going to debubble or get rid of the bubbles, because Bond Crafters sent me this bubble remover machine. So let's open this up and see how it works, because if I'm going to do a, oh my gosh, a glass slipper, I don't want bubbles. Okay, whew, lots of styrofoam in here. Lots of styrofoam, and of course I save it. Now, here's the body of the machine. I want to see if it will hold 2-ounce cups. That's quite large. Very nice. Very nice size right here. For instance, let's see if 2 of these cups will fit, because I'm not sure what the shoes hold, but I'm thinking. But I don't want to fill those up completely. Oh, look, it will hold 3 of these, I think. I think so, maybe. Oh, yeah, so I can put, you know, just a little bit in each cup, and that way they won't flow over, because I made that mistake once with a different machine and glitter, and I had it everywhere. Did not work for me. I was not happy. Here's our instructions. Oh, we've got timers. We've got AI on and off, start and pause, our different modes. Be sure to read this thoroughly. And there is the button for releasing the air pressure. I don't know what this little button is. Oh, that's the power cord goes in there. We've got an automatic timer. There's two timing modes, 6 minutes and 9 minutes, 59 seconds. And click the power button to turn the machine on and off. Start or pause buttons. We have that. And I think I can figure this out. But then that's me talking, right? But look at this color. Oh, this color is gorgeous. It's purple. It is a beautiful purple color. Look at that. I love that color. All right, here's where our power cord goes. There's what we release to let the air out when we're done. Pardon that thumb. You know I broke that fingernail. It's terrible. Then we've got our AI on and off. Shows our minutes, the start and the pause. I'm going to leave this plastic on top there because I tend to get resin on everything. And it's going to fit right down on that. It's beautiful. What else is in this box? Let's just be sure I get everything out. I did. And today we're going to use Craftor's 1-to-1 part resin. And I'm very fond of this resin. It works quite well for me. I have discount codes for Craftor in my descriptions. I don't know what these little plastic things are. Put that aside. Just throw it to the side. You don't need it, right? How long is this cord, I wonder? Because I do have an extension cord rigged up to the side of me. Oh, that'll work perfect. Okay. I might want to put it to the right side of me, or we'll just leave it there while it's doing its job. Get that wire off. That's a nice long cord. Oh yeah, that's a good length for a cord. I probably could fit over to the one wall. See, I wish I had more power in this room, but I don't. So you make do with extension cords. Just be very careful with them. So for right now, I'm going to move this over here where it's safe. I'm going to drop you down. I've got everything I need. I'm going to lower you down and try to figure out how much resin I need, and I'll get that mixed up. So I'll be right back. Well, I mixed up 16 ounces of the Craftor resin, and I'm not sure. I hope I have enough for both heels, but let's see. So I'm going to pour some in each one of these cups and put it in the debubbling machine. So let's just do partials, because you don't want to fill your cups up in case it runs over. That could be a bit of a disaster. What if I just put 4 in each, or in a couple anyway? You know, actually I wasn't even thinking. This container would have fit right in that machine. Gee, wasn't even thinking about that at all. Next time we'll know, so someone will have to remind me. I'm going to leave that where it is, and the rest I can leave in this container for right now, because when we do the one with the little balls, we'll have that ready. So let's just, let's move this to the side. I've got resin on my board already. I don't want to get this messy. So let's get each cup in here. I might have to raise you a bit to get the top on. So let me back up the phone just a second here. Get the lid on here. Get the power cord on it because I didn't do that yet. Does it sit right down inside? We'll just turn it around, Billy. No, there it goes. So that is sitting right on top. Snapped it right down. I was plugging in my cord, so let me move that out of your way. Plugging in my cord, I was plugging in my phone while I was mixing. So let's just get this plugged in. Oh, there you go. Let me lift you up a little bit. Power's on. I can slide you under. I'm going to go back that way in a minute so I can get a tilted view of what's going on. So I'll turn it this way so we can see. It's on. Let's go to the mode. What is, or just start? Will it automatically? Oh, look at there. Now we get our mode and minutes. Let's do the AI mode. 9 minutes and start. Well, 9 minutes, 59 seconds. Ooh, I wanted to see how loud it is. It's a bit noisy. There we go. Boy, that looks like it has a lot of suction. It went 9 minutes, 59 seconds. Let me lift you up here. I'm going to pull this over and remove the suction here. Degas. And then that breaks most of what's left on the very top, letting that air out. Pretty amazing, pretty amazing. And there we go. I'm going to shut this. Well, I'm going to unplug it and remove the lid. See what we have. Look at that. Look at that. Crystal clear. Wow. Pretty amazing. Let me move this to the side. I'm going to have to make more space in my little room here. So what we have here. Clear, clear, very clear resin. And I want to get this poured before we have a hot flash. Now this is a curing machine, a 2-hour curing machine. You can find that in my Amazon storefront. And it also comes with, I have it on a leveling table and a round mat. So it sits over to the side. And I'm going to probably just leave it here. And I'm going to have to prop these shoes up because they're rather wobbly. So I'm going to set the clear one here. Let me raise you just a little bit. Okay. Pardon the jiggling. This is manual. Okay, so this one's going to be clear. See, it's a little wobbly, and I'm afraid if we put resin in there, it's going to topple. And here is the other, which will be the Pom Poms. Okay, and I did get that nicely colored. I'm going to prop them up against themselves, and I do have a couple of molds here just to hold them up straight. Okay, and let's see, I've got a mold here, and we'll just set those up straight. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the clear one, and I do see a little piece of fuzz in here, and it's getting warm, so we've got to hurry. Okay, something in that one. So let's just go here, and hopefully 8 ounces is plenty. per shoe. To play with it, make sure there's no bubbles down here. I just have to quickly get this out. Whoops, I'm squeezing up the side. I squeezed the heel. That's pretty full. Look at that. What's this? That cannot be something. Oh, it's just a shadow. All right. Let that set a minute and let if any other bubbles come up, we'll let it rise. I'm going to dump these Pom Poms right in here real quick. And I think I have extra resin. Actually, I know I do. So I'm going to go to the side, stir this up, get this out of the cup, get cracking here. I reuse these cups, just wipe them out with paper towel and some alcohol. You can reuse them and reuse them until you crack them, or they get too gunky with glitter. So I'm stirring that in. I'm going to pour this one in also. Shoot, I'm going to have to move the camera. I'm going to have to back up a little bit so you can see what I'm going to do with this. I want to saturate those Pom Poms. Now, if the resin hadn't been setting, you know, for 9 to 10 minutes, I could go ahead and put this back in the debubbler with the Pom Poms and see what that does. But I'm afraid I'm really going to have a flash here, so I'll clean those up. I'm going to try to back this up a little bit, okay? If I can without dumping that shoe. I'll have to take the whole mat. Move it aside. Well, you need to see me pour. But what I'm going to do now, let's get this other one. I have another cup, 3 cups. Oh, what's in here? Oh, we do a lot. We will have extra for sure, but it's getting warm. Just put it in a bigger container so flash cure is less possible, but I haven't had one, knock on wood, for quite some time. Boy, it looked like more Pom Poms than that. I'm going to add a little glitter here with this purple. Oh, come on. These lids are tough. They just pop off, but... Oh, come on, you. Ooh, there we go. I'm going to have a little purple for the background. Let's see what that does. This is a fine glitter. I'm hoping it will match the shoes. I can hardly see it in there. Better add some more, eh? I can't tell in this cup how much glitter there is, but I think that'll be plenty. Put the cap on that, and I'm also going to make it gooey so they don't all go to the bottom along with the glitter. And I have a little bit of glue in this container, so I'm just going to stick my stick in if it fits. Yeah, so you don't need much glue at all, just the tip of that stick. And we will stir that up, and it'll be rather like snot. I should have waited to top that off, darn it, and I didn't. Well, as long as it covers the instep of the shoe, I should be all right. There, you see that's gotten a little thick. And that's going to be more than I need for that one shoe. But let me try to get this poured. Let's see where they land. I might have to help it along. They're going to be all over there. No, we need some over here. Don't we? Come on, little Pom Poms. This is messy. Someone's got to do it, right? I can't see how full that's getting, to be honest. I just didn't want them to all sink to the bottom. Oh, now what are we gonna do? I'm gonna lift this up and squish it. Oh, I can't squish it by the heel because it comes right out. So apparently we've got shoe folded or full, and I wanted more Pom Poms. I've got to hurry. So this is a lot of resin. Let's flip this mold over. You know what this is? It's a, oh, I already put micas in it, but it's a, what do I want to call it? Oh, it starts with a P. Martha, help me. Panagolian. Oh, it's going to be polka dotted. We might not even see them. That's not going to be enough now. So I can scrape this out. So, I guess we'll see what happens here. I might make up some more resin. And it won't be so thick, but see how that glue just really thickens that up. This is pretty full. I am going to mix up more glitter because I do need, mix up more resin because I do need some more in that clear shoe. And then we can finish this fella. I've never used that mold either. I just had it sitting here just in case. Okay. So let me do that. I will let you all go. I'm going to make some more clear into this glass slipper. Look for bubbles. Try to push some of those down and make some more for the Panagolian, if I'm saying that right. Let me wipe my gloves before I turn you off. And I just use whatever paper towels I use while I'm, going through the process, and then put them in the container with the alcohol, and I can wipe that out and clean it. All right, now I can hit the off button, and I will see you when these are cured, and we'll demold. All right, have a great day, or have a few minutes. Have fun. Go get a toddy. Go get some tea, coffee, nice tall glass of water or lemonade. Quit talking, Billie. Well, these are set up now, and I'm really excited about demolding these. Now, I poured rather messily, so I went over the mold. Oh, gosh. And I noticed this on the clear one. This heel has shrunk down, and this is not to the lip either. Ugh, we'll see what happened with it. Now, the clear one, I have to tell you, I did move it to the side of my curing machine so it would fit underneath it. And when I did, I sloshed some resin here, and I had to refill about 1/2 inch of this area here. So it is set up now, so we might see where the resin had shifted, but I don't see too many bubbles, which is good news. But first of all, let's get this Panagolian unmolded. I have no idea. This could be a Mod Podge because I had intentionally wanted to pour it in black, but making so much resin for these shoes, I went ahead and filled it. Let's see what this looks like. You still know what the mold looks like, right? And I did pour pretty messily on this one too. Let's get it out. And this is a pot. And I love the little pot molds. They are so sweet. They come in such a variety. Oh my gosh, this guy is cute. I can see some pink and I can see a few pom poms. But I can see, oh, come on out, that he's standing on a rock or something. That needs cleaned. You know, I just put my molds in soapy water and give them a good cleaning and a good rinse. But I do like how he turned out. You can't see the initial pom-poms, but you can see the spots of them. Look at that face. What a beautiful animal. I need some cleanup under the chin. And I've got bubbles under some of these scales. And I need to clean up that bottom. It's rather rough. Oh, I lost his nose and his mouth. Big bubble there. I'll have to pour him again and pay attention. Make sure that's right in his nose. Way down here in the mold. Well, all is not lost. I think I'm going to put some UV in there and try to fix that up along with the tips of the scales. But I really do want to somehow paint this rock that he's sitting on. But it's really cute. That's a nice deep mold too. That would be great for pencils and pens because it is deep in there. So he's rather cute, a little different. I'll see what I can do to fix him up. All right, let's get to this shoe. See how messy I poured this? I've got resin on everything. Let's get these clips out because I know... Ooh, can I grab that? I have to clean up that edge. There we are. And hopefully... That's shy, darn near 1/4 inch in resin, but it's shy here too. So the pom-poms are sticking up. I'm going to have to sand the bottom anyway. Maybe put a piece of felt or cork on there. We'll find out. But I thought these were the cutest molds. And they've been sitting here for a couple years without even being touched. So let's see. This will open up. Yes, there's cleanup to do. But we can do that easily. That's why I suggest you all have a Dremel tool. Because it sure comes in handy to sand and buff. And I do have a nice one that I got from Amazon, and it's in my description box. And I wanted to clarify something about my description box. In there, you'll see my Amazon storefront. And I have all the products that not every one of them, but I have a lot of products in there that I have received from Amazon, and they're in categories. So if you click on that page, it'll take you right to my storefront, and then you can search Amazon from there, and any purchases from Amazon will give me a little kickback, which really does help my channel to sustain this habit. Oh, look at all that resin that's everywhere. Look at that. Try to put your molds back in place as soon as you unmold them too. Clean up. Look at that. Ooh. I think that is gorgeous. There's our heel that I mica powdered. It's not real dark, but it's a bluish purple. The edges are nice. One little bubble there. I don't know. There's really not enough room to put a plant in there, but you could. I might try a little cactus start or something. And then see here, I'm going to go out to the shop, clean that edge, but that sure saved from getting a big clump of resin by pinning that part together. Ooh, that's very sharp. Careful. Clean that up. Now let's go here because we want to see. Whoop, wrong mold. We want to see what this looks like with just clear resin after using the machine from Craftor. And I just hope when I jiggered this, I see one big bubble. But it's clear. It's really nice and clear. Come on, let's open this up. There's a little seam. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, I love it. Kind of looks mattish, but it's adorable. Let's get this out. I'll just roll it back. Bubbles in the heel where I poured that tip. So that was my fault because I didn't put it in the machine, but that is clear. Oh, that's probably the clearest pour I've ever done. Look at that. Really nice. Really pretty. Now that bubble I thought I saw, oh, it's right in here. But that's clear. So I'm wondering, because of those bubbles, if I should go ahead and paint the bow. I was going to paint the heel, but I don't know that if I should have to. There's a few bubbles there. Very tiny, but that really, really did a nice job. Wow, that's cute. So I'm going to take these out to the shop, flatten off this bottom because that's where I moved it, and I sloshed it over the side. But look at that. That's clear. Thank you, Craftor. I really intend to use that machine all of the time. Very nice. All right, I'm going to get these cleaned up. And I did want to go ahead and maybe do a little darker purple on the bow and the heel. It looks pretty good as it is. The glitter turned out nice. You know, there's not too many bubbles in that neither. Rim is good. Always worry about the rims. Toe looks cute with the pom poms in there, doesn't it? Okay, I'll get to cleaning. Oh, I love that. The glass slipper. I will get to cleaning these up, and then we'll do a little accents, and then I'll try to UV this guy's mouth and underneath these scales, and we'll fix him up. That's really cute. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Well, I've got everything cleaned up now, and of course, when I was sanding and buffing, I had to take off right here where the pom poms were sticking out. So that's marred. And also when I had to take the overflow off of the clear shoe, of course I have mars there. Now, going inside here, that cleaned up pretty good, but you know, you can still see the seam, and you can still see a couple mars right in there. So I'm going to take my polyurethane, and this is what I use. It's for wood. It's water-based, and you can get it at any hardware store, or I have the link in my Amazon storefront, and it's listed under woodworking supplies. So I'm going to need more than that in a minute, but for right now, just going to take a fine brush and touch up these seams so I can cover them up. And this where I sanded, and this will dry clear. And I don't want to make big brush strokes. You don't want it to be that obvious, but this will take that faded or sanded part and make it invisible. I do this with a lot of my resin projects. It dries hard, it dries clear, and it takes away those imperfections. And you could, but I usually don't, you could use UV resin and cover those seams. But I don't trust UV resin on regular resin because chances are it could peel. I have to make sure I can see in here, so we're just going to take a little bit here. When it dries, you won't be able to see the sanding marks. So that's what I'm going to do on both shoes, okay? Right here, I really sanded quite a bit. It's where the mold didn't match up to itself and where I spilt it and had to add more resin. So I'm going to just cover that up too. You can see where I've sanded there. We can cover that up. Another thought I had was to take some fun foam and go ahead and put it on the bottom of the soles. Now I might do that, but let me get most of this covered up, and if I miss a spot, I can always go back, but I want to get this cleaned up so it's not so obvious that I sanded. And maybe next time try to find a different kind of clip or something that would really seal this mold in this area here. So I'm just taking a very fine brush. Like I said, I don't want it to be obvious with brush strokes, but it will cover all those imperfections. So I'm going to use my polyurethane for another part of this project, and I'm going to do it on this shoe here. So that's why I'm not going to do the sole just yet, because I need it standing up. And I'll show you what I do. I like to paint this way. I take the same wood varnish and I mix it with my mica powders. And I've got dust right in those holes there. I should have cleaned out. Those are bubbles. Full outs fields, blow on it. Huh. I could put UV in. So the Tritter over here has been under the UV lamp, and I was able to patch those holes, and I went ahead and used UV resin on those. I might have to do a little more of this. Once it's dried, I can see where I've missed spaces or places. So let me show you what we're going to do with this shoe. I've got some water with a little dish soap in it for my brushes. And I'm going to add a little more of this polyurethane to it. And I'll do the same thing on this little fella here. I was able to fix his nose. That's UV. And I filled up the spots in the scales that I missed. But I'm going to do something totally different with him, and I'll show you that in a moment. let's get to this. I'm going to take the same mica powder we used when we colored the bow and the heel. And I'm going to add this mica to, I probably don't need that much for sure, this polyurethane. Just mix it up with a micro brush. I took all that for one little tiny bow. But you know what? When this dries, I just pop it out of the cup, what I haven't used, and I put it into the my extra pieces, scrap pieces, so we can use those in another project. I really like how the Pom Poms turned out. I wish I would have been able to spread them out a little more. That's okay. Looks pretty funky. I like it. Stir this up. I'm going to take another fine brush and we're going to paint this bow. This way you don't have to seal it. When it dries, you'll just see your micas. And it just gives you more color to your project. Sometimes I do 2 coats. I just wanted that bow to stand out a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do the bow on the clear shoe. We're just going to leave that all clear because it is the glass slipper. I'm really happy how Craftor's air reducing machine worked out on the clear. That was my main focus, was the clear shoe or heel. I don't know if you can tell, but it's going to show up a little stronger than the heel. We could paint the heel, but I think that looks really nice how it is. And that was tricky to get into that mold, to get it right there, but it worked out. See the difference with the polyurethane and without the polyurethane. So I'll probably do 2 coats. And let it stand out just a little more. And I really like painting this way. And we'll let this dry. So I dug out some fun foam, thinking about putting it underneath the shoe or shoes, and it would work out fine. I'll show you here in a second. Get this little corner edge done. I think I've got it all. We'll come back to it. It'll thicken up in the little pot, but we'll be okay to use it again. So it just stands out more, and I don't have to seal it. So I pulled out fun foam, thinking, well, there's 2 purples here, and I only have these 2 pieces that have the sticky back, or the paper, to where you can trace it, peel it off, and just adhere it to the bottom. And either purple would work. I mean, that purple would work, and this one would work. I like the darker better. It matches the heel better. I'm not sure I'm going to do it. I may, depending on how this turns out with the clear polyurethane. Okay, so both shoes, that's an option. And I had my clear polyurethane out and I forgot to do the bottom of this shoe. I can do that. And I sure like that shoe. Let me show you what we're going to do to this little fellow. Now, because, you know, I have the mica powders, speak right, Bill, the mica powders in this mold, where I put in the UV resin, it's clear. But I still want to color this rock that he seems to be standing on. And I'd like to have his claws stand out a little more. I did have to fix that hole in his ear and his nose. But I like that to stand out better. So what I have that I've not tried before is these glitter markers, and these I did get from Temu, and there's 60 colors in here, so I pulled out a brown, a black, and 2 silvers or grays, and I think for the rock I'll use we'll try the light one. So if I paint this up with these glitter markers, I would want to seal this. Oh, it's very faint, but we'll be able to see it, I think. Maybe I'll have to go darker. Yeah, let's go darker, and then we'll just do the claws in black. But if I do this with markers, I'm going to have to seal it. So I'm going to take it when I'm finished and just go out and paint the entire piece with clear polyurethane spray. And that way, that will seal all the colors on here. And we don't have to worry about them peeling off. Because most of these markers, even the other brands or what I have on hand, except for Sharpies, you know, they're water-based. And, well, that's his claw. And I thought, well, I don't trust that it won't come off. You know, I was sitting here painting this bow, and I thought, my gosh, I don't need to worry about the bottom. I'm just going to paint the bottom with this mica mix. That will cover up all those impurities. I don't have to worry about fun foam or anything like that. So I'm just going to go around the edges here. And we'll cover the whole bottom in glitter. So I was thinking, why didn't I mention that or think of it like, you know, 20 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago? So that's the plan for this purple shoe. And I could make up some silver or white mica and just do the bottom of the white shoe. So I think I'll do that. It'll save time. And still serve its purpose. And I don't have to worry about glue or sticking or anything like that. So there's the outline. Like I said, it may take a couple of coats, and I did grab a bigger brush. Well, it's a little bigger. I can grab a bigger one yet, since I've decided to do that. Oh, I need new brushes one of these days, I'll tell you. Most of these were my dad's. I'll just do this, and it will take several coats, so it might not be longer or saving time than the fun foam, but you know, I don't have to cover the polka dots completely. I just want to cover those sanding marks. Okay, I will carry on. I'll see you shortly. Well, here they are. Let me show you how I finished them off. Okay, first of all, the Pandagorium, I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. I went ahead and sprayed him with my Minwax Fast Drying Polyurethane. This is a clear gloss, and it really brought the colors out nicely. Now, I removed the black on the claws because when I tried to get it all off, it was just too dark. So I went with a purple on the claws. I used permanent markers and did his eyes. And I went ahead and covered the bottom with the, oh my gosh, Fun Foam. So he's all set to go for pencils, pens, a little plant, anything you want. The Pom Poms show up a little bit. People will wonder what is in there. But he turned out really, really cute. Now I know what this mold is, so I can probably color it first with micas before I pour again, and I want to do the black. Okay, now our purple shoe turned out really, really good. And as I said, I went ahead and covered the bottom with my polyurethane wood and mixed with the mica, sanded that down, and that makes a nice finish on the bottom along with the matching bow. And this one here, she turned out really, really nice. This is pretty clear, except for my mistake on the heel down here. But it turned out real nice. And I just took the clear polyurethane and put it on the bottom so those marks aren't as visible. But that turned out really, really pretty. I should get some in there. You can see where this didn't match up when I pinned it together, but that's using the machine from Bond Crafters to remove bubbles. It did a really nice job. I'll be using it more than now that I have that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for the next one. If you like this one, please hit the like and subscribe button, and join me for the next video. I'll see you next time. Thank you, Bond Crafters. Thank you, guests. Take good care. I'm sending big hugs. Bye.